Hey everybody, welcome on into the Delmarva Sports Insider, the only live and local show dedicated to giving you all local sports. I'm Sports Director Brandon Bossert.
What's up? It's yours truly, Sports Anchor Devin J. Martin. Welcome into the show. We're glad you could join us on this hot summer night. This whole week has been
too bad tonight.
No, it's been hot. It's been too hot for me. I wanted to go at least stay in the 80s throughout the day, and then at night go into the 50s.
Beach the last few days. It's been really tough. But you know what? Anyone who braves that heat, just make sure you got that sunscreen on because it has been bad out there.
Oh yeah, it has been, especially for the athletes out there. I mean, they've been outside on the mound, in the circle, and then the lucky ones have been the basketball players on the hardwood.
Yeah,
this
and that's
week.
why we go indoors and we cover the basketball players. It's air conditioning.
Oh yeah, that's right. I don't want to go outside right now. It's too hot.
Hey, let's go inside right now to some of these basketball games. We're going to start in Delaware on the hardwood because we don't really know what we're doing up in Delaware with the Henlopen this year. A whole basket of just question marks.
Yeah, the whole thing is just, as you said, Brandon, we don't really know what to really take from it because we've got some dominant performances so far for some surprise teams, and then we've got some teams that were great a couple seasons ago, even last season, that are just not good right now. So let's jump in straight to the action to kind of decipher what's going on. Now, starting off last night on Court 1, it was Cesar Rodney taking on Lake Forest. Now, someone called the cops on that pickpocket right there. The defense leads to the early offense for CR. And every basket was crucial in this game, Brandon, because defense was dominant in this performance. Moving ahead, Lake Forest looking to answer back. The nice crossover. And Arshawn Oglesby taking it to the rack, plus the foul, taking matters into his own hands. Things stay neck and neck.
Yeah, but watch out for the defense. Really stepped up. Another steal there. Transition, easy bucket, final minutes. Things still neck and neck here. Riders looking to close the book on this one. Entry pass into the paint. Underneath, some Windex there. Cesar Rodney walks away victorious, 4-point winners. But Devin, 40 total points in this game. What was going on? Was it the defense or was the offense really just that stymied in this game?
I think it was a little bit of both, but more on the offense. A lot of turnovers, a lot of missed shots. I mean, both of these teams did not have great seasons last year. 3-17 records for both of these for some of these different teams. It was a tough year for both of these squads. CR and Lake Forest, both teams that are trying to get over the hump. Obviously, they had a lot of people that had been moving on next season, but it was a really tough, grinded, close game between both of these squads.
Yeah, let's go ahead and move on now to the next matchup that we have going on out here. It's Central, one of the bigger surprises this summer with how hot they've been taking on Seaford. Things get going early on. Quick passing on the perimeter leads to the easy tray. Seaford looking to keep it close. How about a tray ball of their own? But it was a Central show all day long, not just on the offensive end, but how about protecting the paint? There's one swat, and then they're going to go up again. Get that out of here, Devin.
That was the Dikembe Mutombo right there.
That was my favorite play of the entire week. The post presence there is going to be huge for Central coming up this year. Central walking away with the 71-34 victory. So, Devin, what did you think about the way that Central's been playing so far in this summer league?
I think they have been great. They've been really dominant, and I think the only team in the entire summer league out of all the people that have been playing for Delaware is they have a really big size advantage down low with McBride Allen. You saw the defense right there. He was sending shots. He's going to
be huge. We saw him dunking the ball quite a bit last year. He's coming back this year. Great on defense, as we saw there. Got to watch out for him.
And obviously defense on this level is what wins you a lot of games. And I think he's the only one it looks like at least 6'5", 6'6 plus that's been able to, be a force on the defensive end. So I think that's something that the team's going to have to look out for when they play against the Golden Knights. Now, facing the next game, we got Smyrna going off against Sussex Tech. Now, Tech looking to push it right there. Beautiful transition pass. Beautiful give and go right there for the Deuce, the Ravens, putting their foot on the gas. But we keep things pushing. This game was back and forth. Tech on the move again. This time, the drive right there for the easy layup. But don't count out the Smyrna Eagles just yet. Defense, as I just said, is going to win games, and it's going to win championships too. And it can also earn you an easy layup off the fast break steal. Taking care of business and keeping the Eagles alive. Now moving to the second half, the Smyrna defense strikes once again, intercepting the lane. Quick outlet pass for both of these buckets right there, those points. While they've been hot in transition, the same can be said from the half court, finding the wide open shooter for the tray ball. The Eagles go on to win that one by 8. Yeah, Brandon, both of these teams, 3-17 last season, both squads are going to have to, deal with a lot of changes. 4 seniors graduated from the Eagles roster last year, 3 from the Ravens, a decent amount of turnover. And again, when you are 3-17, there's nowhere to go but up.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with both of these squads. 3-17 is not what you expect from Smyrna, a team coached by Andrew Mears, and it's also not what you expect from Sussex Tech, who has had some success in boys basketball in recent years. We'll see if either of those teams can get back to even midway in the standings in the Henlope. And finally, Polytech taking on First State Military Academy. First State finding their offense early on. Smooth step back there. Poly wouldn't go easy on them, though. They had this game basically from the opening tip. Jalen Anderson takes it to the rack for the contested bucket, the hoop and the harm. Keeping it rolling, it's Polytech continuing to put up the shots. This time from the perimeter for the wide open tray ball. It's Darrell Little. He's one of the only returning stars from that Polytech team that won the Henlope North last year. It's going to be interesting to see what Polytech has this year after winning that Henlope North title and losing that trio of seniors.
Yeah, it's going to be a really tough, adjustment period for them. But based off of how they've looked so far in the Summer League, they've looked like they've recovered pretty nicely. It looks like they're going to be pretty solid and maybe not as good as they were last year, or maybe they can find a couple other players to step up, because it wasn't just a Darrell Little show the other day. It was a lot of team effort and a lot of different players making a lot of different plays for the Panthers besides Little. Obviously, Little's the guy that's going to lead the team.
Yeah, and Kyle Gamber, who was one of the best shooters in the Henlope and one of the smartest players in the Henlope, and he's gone too. It's going to be very difficult to replace that talent, but Darrell Little, he's a good foundation piece for this team.
Absolutely. Now, let's go from the First State down to Maryland. A few contests in Snow Hill. We start with a great one. It's Kings versus Delmar. And the kids from Y High, they get things cooking early. Tyson Hayward takes the J, and he drills it. The Kings keep things moving in their directions, though. The three-point shot is up. And let's see if he knocks that down.
Yeah, it's a highlight.
Yeah, he did. I mean, we wouldn't put it on TV if he missed. He sure did drill that. But in the second half, Delmar would start to cook. Dustin Peterson works inside.
Nice move.
And he gets that nice floater to drop. Delmar trying to keep
the
things
hair,
close.
too.
And Jaron Cannon pulls up for the mid-range jumper right there. Easy money for him. But in the end, the kids from Y High walk away with a W. Former Wildcat Takai Hughie finishing on the fast break with the kiss off the glass. Obviously, it looks like he's going to be playing football for Y High this year as well. But they actually beat Delmar 47-44.
Jaron Cannon looking like Isaiah Cannon out there with that jumper. Y High getting Takai Hughie. He was a great athlete with Delmar. This was one of those games where he got to play against his old teammates. We'll see how much of a difference maker he is for Y High, because they're going to need quite a few more athletes in order to replicate the success they've seen the last few years. But, hey, nice close win for the Kings.
Yeah, we'll take it.
All right, staying at the rec center now. Bull on the Beach versus Aaron's. Pocomoke out in front. Aaron's a huge lead. Jameer Roberts with the pick and the steal on Zachary Baker. Aaron's controlled this entire game against Bull on the Beach. Against Decatur?
Against Decatur. Well, I'll tell you why in a minute. I'll tell you why. What happened in a few seconds.
That was Keandre Nixon draining the three, and then the kids from Berlin looking to stop the bleeding there, but Roberts with another nail in the coffin. Aaron's taking care of business against Bull on the Beach. Final score, 74-47.
Yeah, Brandon, that is not a typo. So let me tell you what happened. Obviously, we've been talking about Decatur all season. They're probably the team to beat in the Bayside for the next basketball season.
Is that Bryson Coleman right there?
Yes.
What's going on?
One starter. He's the only one that was there.
Okay.
Kareem Bolden wasn't there. Jaden Hudson wasn't there. And neither was David Chandler also. So it was just Bryson Coleman that showed. Tri Wise didn't play either. It was just Bryson Coleman that showed up. So I don't think you can really take too much from that game. But Pocomoke is looking pretty good. Pocomoke is looking pretty good. They're looking better than last year. So I think that's what we could take from the game. But I don't think it was just, Decatur just goofing around. They just didn't have 4 or 5
I have a lot of promise. I have a lot of hope for Pocomoke. I think Keandre Nixon's one of the top young stars in the Bayside. So I'd love to see them get more wins this year and us to have them on the show more often.
Now, another game from the Maryland Spring Supreme League is Team Persevere versus Changing the Culture. Zakai Smallin with a fast break bucket right there. The Clippers controlling the whole tempo. They get another fast break bucket on the Wildcats right there. Now, obviously, I don't even want to. I don't want to really say too much because Bennett, their team, they took care of business. They definitely took care of business. Another steal right there. That's Sakai Smolin. Now, we call that a rim grazer dunk. He lost the ball on the way up. Sakai, I want you to be able to finish those dunks when the season comes on. They destroyed their opponents 79-28. So
I like it. Constructive criticism. Hey, these guys are good.
Yeah, he's going to be on TV a lot.
So I think they know they're good too.
Oh, they do.
Try and push them to the next level because it's going to be important to do when you're facing some of the better teams. When you're facing teams like Washington, you can do those rim grazers, but we're trying to kick it to the next level when we're facing Decatur or some of those other teams in the playoffs, in the 3A playoffs, because I know they want to go further than they did in the regional bracket that they did last time.
Absolutely, and maybe steal a Bayside championship while they're at it, too.
Absolutely. I'm sure any one of these teams would love to win the Bayside Conference since Y-High has just dominated for the last 5 or 6 years. It's going to be a very sought-after title. That'll do it for the A block. We're taking our first time out. When we return, it's title time in Little League. We're recognizing some champs when DSI comes back.
This is Coach Waller at Wycomico High School. First of all, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody. This is we appreciate Delmarva Sports Insider covering us. They do a great job. Great job. Great job.